Most sports bettors get this completely wrong, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you what that exactly is. Whenever I post a play for anybody on any given day, whether it's on social media or in real life, if somebody asks me, what I'm playing and I tell them, the first question I always get is, what are the odds on that play? Here's the thing. You are missing the point of the play that I give you when you're just worried about the odds, because this is what happens. When you ask what the odds are, usually the person that asks that is not somebody that understands probability or understands how to actually win. Because when you give them an odds of a certain play, let's say, for example, minus 400, they're never going to go play that, whether it's in real life or it's on social media. Why? Because they think it's not worth it right away. They think, oh, well, if I put down $100, I'm going to win $25. Why is that worth it? That's not worth it to me. But the person that's always worried about the odds is usually the person that doesn't have enough money to bet whatsoever, because they're worried about how much money they're going to make on that one single bet. They're not realizing the actual factor that plays into long-term sports betting, which is the probability and the ROI you're going to get on that play. Because people that don't have money and people that want to gamble, how it works is pretty much they want something that's at least going to be 50-50, or they're going to double or triple their money right off the bat on one play. They're not looking at, over the course of an entire month, the win percentage that they need to hit to be able to be profitable. So when you're not worried about the long-term effects of being able to be profitable in your ROI, you're worried about one game, one play in that moment and what the odds are on that play. I see so many times where I'll give a play and people are like, well, where's the value in that play? Because maybe it is minus 300. Which has an implied probability of 75%. But even if the true probability of that play is 76% or 78 or 80%, you still have an edge. There's still an edge long term. Maybe that play will win that day. Maybe it'll lose that day. But long term, being able to find plays that have an edge versus the implied probability versus the true probability, that's where long-term success comes from. It's not just a one hit and then you get out of there. That's gamble. That's not what we do, and that's not what I do. I'm not gambling. I'm playing plays that give me an edge long term so I can actually produce an income long term rather than just hitting one shot. If I wanted to do that, the easiest way to do that is just go to the casino and pick red or black. Because why would you sit there and wait 3 hours to get a result to double your money when you could just get a result in 5 seconds? But that's the classic gambling mentality that absolutely destroys anybody that tries to do sports betting. So you shouldn't always be worried about the odds. What you actually should be worried about is what's the probability that I'm actually going to win this bet? Because I'll tell you one thing that the sportsbooks don't do. They don't put the probability next to the play that they give you or their suggested parlays or anything like that. Because if they did, you probably wouldn't play them. So a good practice of what you should actually do is next time you're looking at any game on any slate, any play, you should have a probability base next to it. So that way you know if the probability is 20%, guess what? You're going to think in your head, like, if it's only 20%, why would I play that? That's why you should stop worrying about the odds and worry about the probability instead, because there's two different things mentally that plays into that game. If I gave you one play and we wiped the odds, you didn't look at the odds whatsoever, and one play I put on the side, the probability was 90%. Then I took another one and I put the probability on that side was 40%. Well, what play would you end up going with? You would definitely go with the play that's 90%. Now that's without me showing you the odds. So that's what you need to practice. You need to practice, forget about the odds and worry about the true probability of that event actually occurring. Because that's where you're gonna make money long term. Worrying about the odds makes you miss plays where you have a high probability versus the implied probability, and you can actually gain an edge. Why? Because your mind looks at it and thinks it's not worth it. Because another thing that I get as well is people say, oh, well, if you bet 3,000 on a game, yeah, if it's minus 300 and you win 1,000, now that's worth it. But if I put $100 in that game and I win 33, it's not worth it. That is a broke mindset, because the ROI is the exact same whether you have $100 on it or you have $1,000 on it or you have $3,000 on it. Mindset is the biggest thing in sports betting. Once you break down your mindset and you master the art of mastering your brain versus the sports books versus everything else that you're doing within the sports betting community, that's where you become successful. People that aren't successful in sports betting are the ones that gamble, that have no mentality to know exactly what to do, and they're just guessing day in and day out. They just want to guess. They just want to, oh, hopefully I'm right, and if I am, I'm going to double my money up. Or hopefully this parlay hits, and I'm going to turn 100 into 10,000, which it never does. Thousands and thousands of people lose their money consistently every single day betting on sports, and it's because they don't have enough information and they don't have the right mentality. It's the worst thing in the sports betting industry, because a lot of people that I meet or see in the sports books, They just literally walk in there, and because they want to watch the game, they just guess. And that's just the way that it goes. And that's a surefire way to go broke. Trust me, because I've seen thousands of people go broke doing it that exact way. Now, I've created an AI system where you can ask it any single game whatsoever in any sport across the world. And it'll give you the best information possible to be able to make the best educated bet that you could possibly make. Now, I'm giving a trial for this so you could actually try it out and you could actually win like the other thousands of people that have already signed up for it and that are using it rather than guessing and losing consistently. So all you gotta do is click the link in the description to start your trial and to actually start making bets that are gonna give you the highest probability of actually winning rather than just guessing and donating. Because if you're just guessing consistently, you're at a major disadvantage. You're gonna lose long term. There's no doubt about it. So stop guessing, stop worrying about the odds, and worry about having the right information that's gonna give you the highest probability plays on a daily basis. Because I promise you, if you follow what I just told you, you're actually going to win rather than keep going in your pocket and having to deposit back into the sports books and look like an idiot. As always, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then,